All right, today's video, hands down, has to be the most ridiculous video I've ever made. And I honestly don't believe that's clickbait. I went through the update to the honor vendor that wasn't anywhere on the Blue Notes. It wasn't data mined by Wowhead. I couldn't find it anywhere. I just went and happened to check to see if there's any changes, and there was. And I was making this video to make it as a positive video because there was some positive changes to the system. But then as I was doing some digging, I found something that's terrible with the system. Absolutely terrible. And if you're someone that actually cares about Battleground gearing, which a lot of you did on my last video saying that it's very important to you, if that's you, you need to not rely on me to get change. You need to go to the forums. If you're not a forum person, go to Reddit, share it with a close buddy, do something to catch some awareness on this topic. And I'm not talking about Benruki or Asman or Zach. I'm talking about you watching the video, because with your help, stuff gets done, which is why this is the third rendition of the honor vendor. This is the third time they've changed it, and by far, I believe this is the worst change, the absolute worst change. So let's talk about that. What I have here is a bunch of stuff, but what I have in front of you, thanks to Wu-Tang, is I have a spreadsheet breaking down all of the items that are currently available for the honor vendor, your starter gear, how you get into PvP, your intro PvP gear. Well, if you remember my initial video, I said that it would take you around 389 battlegrounds post honor nerf, post nerf. So after the initial change, it would take you 389 battlegrounds for a two-handed plate class to get a full set of 190 gear, which is equivalent to Mythic plus 3 at a 50% win rate. Good luck with that. Not including wait times either. Well, what they ended up doing, following, I think, the Allcraft episode maybe, which is really cool, or maybe they did it on their own, I don't know, but they added an extra rank. So in my video, I said that the item level, all of that effort to get a set of 190 gear, which is equivalent to Mythic 3s, is pretty terrible in that initial Battleground video that I made a couple weeks ago. Well, they actually went ahead and added an extra rank. So the 190 gear has now been trumped by the new item level of 197 gear, rank 7 technically. Now the rank 7 gear compared to the rank 6 gear is comparable from a Mythic 3 to a Mythic plus 6. Okay, to get a set of 190 gear, it went from around 89 hours, I believe, or 389 battlegrounds, well down to 70 hours and 279 battlegrounds for a two-handed plate class at a 50% win rate. Okay, this is not including wait times. If you average 10-minute wait times, 5-minute wait times, you could imagine how long it would take if you times that by 279 battlegrounds. Well, now to get a full set of 197 gear, a full set of 197 gear, you're looking at 88 hours and 380 battlegrounds. So similar to what it would take you pre-nerf to get the 190. Hopefully you're following me here. So essentially, they made it so that if you want to get the 197, it's the same as it would take you prior to the nerf. And now if you want to get the 190 gear, it's taking you, 100 battlegrounds less at a 50% win rate, or around 18 hours less. Okay? So this, in theory, I feel like is still way too much. I still feel like for a set of 190 gear, which I have actually the Mythic Plus chart, a Mythic 3 is 190. And you also get a Vault reward. Well, if you look at Mythic 6, you're getting 197 gear with a 210 Vault reward as well. Okay? And on average, let's say it takes you around 30 minutes if you're decent. Even Mythic 3s and 6s, to me, people will be doing them right away when they open up. People wouldn't be wasting their time doing these. They'll just move on to 10s as soon as they can, 11s, 12s. You'll be doing these dungeons. You won't be doing these. But then I actually noticed something. As I was trying to upgrade my gear and calculate the values and figure out how long it would take me to earn all of this honor, or how much honor I would actually need, I realized something, that they added time gating to it. Now, if you do not know how the renown system works, the renown system is essentially your artifact power system. The artifact power system is something from Legion. You had Azurite power, but this system's a lot less time consuming. It's just time gated. So players don't feel overwhelmed. So every week you'll have some activities. You'll do some chapters of your campaign. You'll do 2 weekly quests, and you'll level up your renown. And that's how you'll progress through your soulbind tree. That's how you'll progress through your covenant campaign and unlock cosmetics and mounts. And there are 40 total renown levels. What you'll need to do to actually be able to rank up your gear is not just farm an insane amount of battlegrounds. You'll also need to hit a certain renown threshold. Now, if you look here, we actually have a spreadsheet showing you on average with the current values, what we have and what they're offering currently in terms of how much renown you can get per week, your campaign, your weekly quests. You're looking at, weeks and weeks and weeks to even get to renown level 31 to unlock, your conduits and soulbinds, your soulbind trees, etc. So right now, what I discovered as I was doing my upgrading through the honor system, it's saying that if I want to get to the rank BG gear, rank 3 to 5 or 171 item level to 184, it's going to require me to have renown level 7, which will take me 2 weeks. So there's time gating. And I had mentioned this again on the Allcraft episode. I said, put on your tinfoil hats. The reason why there's an insane honor cost is that they don't want players to feel like BG gearing is the best way to gear quickly. So they time gate it with an insane amount of honor. Well, now it's actually being time gated. But to get from the 184 Battleground gear to the 197 ranks 5 through 7, you need renown level 22. And you're looking at 7 weeks before you can even upgrade your gear after farming 88 hours of Battlegrounds. You're going to then need to wait 7 weeks just waiting, doing weekly quests, doing your campaign before you can even upgrade your gear to get to Mythic 6 item level. I mean, it's like, I don't even understand, I would get it if the item level for the Battleground gear was like 210 maybe, if it was something really solid, like it was comparable to Mythic 10, like the max rank BG gear was like Mythic 15, 210. And you don't want players to just spam out BGs and get full 210 gear right away, which is somewhat close to heroic. It's actually under heroic. But why are you time gating something? By 7 weeks, you can do Mythic rating, which gives you 226 item level. Why are you time gating BGs behind a 7-week quest chain weekly activity just to get 197 gear? Not to mention that, but you're also going to have to do 380 battlegrounds at a 50% win rate for 88 hours. I mean, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here because I just don't understand it. Listen, I commend them for upgrading the item level. Great. You increase the item level. That's actually a good change. And that's why I was going to make this video. I was happy about it. I was like, cool. Battleground players get better item level rewards now. Better than the initial 190. And I was happy because I noticed that the honor values were less, because I didn't know that you could upgrade to 197 initially. So I was like, oh, it's 70 hours of BGs at a 50% win rate. That's a bit better. But now you're time gating it. So maybe the idea is that by the time the 7 weeks is up, you would have done all the BGs, right? You would have done your 380 BGs. Now, for the sake of the video, let's do a hypothetical example. Let's say it takes you 80 hours. 80 hours to get your 197 gear, which is let's say you win 60-40. You're stomping all your games. You have like a pre-made with your buddies and you're winning 60% of your games. So let's just say it takes you around 80 hours. Okay, 80 hours comparable to Mythic 6 gear. And if we go to the Mythic 6 chart here, you can see that you're getting the same item level. Well, I would say if you've got a decent group, it's going to take you on average to time a dungeon where you get 2 items. 2 items if you time a dungeon. Let's say it takes you 30 minutes to do a Mythic 6, which most people won't be wasting their time doing these. They'll just do them to progress up to 8, 9s, 10s, 11s. You'll be doing, 12s ideally, 14s, or 15s, right? For your weekly vault and so on. Well, let's say it takes you 30 minutes and you have 80 hours if we're trying to compare the two. It takes you 30 minutes. That's 160 dungeons that you can do in that 80 hours. 160 dungeons, you're telling me you're not going to gear faster than if you were to do the 80 hours of Battlegrounds, the 389 BGs? You're going to gear way faster. 160. I'll be generous and say it takes you 60 dungeons to get a full set of gear. I think that's way, I'm being very generous there. 50 dungeons, 70 dungeons, whatever it is. That's like half the time. Why would you ever waste your time doing BGs for gearing? You might as well not even have the vendor. Why have the vendor? We're not asking, maybe after a severe amount of honor, you can upgrade your gear further and further and further. But let's just say they cap it off at 200 or 197. Make it comparable. I mean, what they need to do in my video, my Battleground video, I was asking for better cosmetics, better rewards, give us tabards that aren't just blank tabards like the BFA tabards where it's literally a guild tabard with no logo on it. Or give us some cool mounts, or stop giving us pets, these little crab pets for honor level 400. Give us something that's worthwhile. But now it's just like, make this fair. Make the cost of this fair. You need to cut these in half. For 190 gear, it should take you 30 hours of Battlegrounds. 30 hours. For 197, 40 hours, 45 hours, 88. I mean, that's even a lot. That, for me, that's still a lot. But I'm just trying to, let's bring it down to a reasonable level. This is outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous because not only am I taking 88 hours at a 50% win rate to get this, but I'm also time gated by 7 weeks. 7 weeks. I have to wait before I can even upgrade my gear. Back in the day, man, I looked forward to doing BGs. And I know I want to add this as well. That people say frequently, well, back in the day, it took you a lot of BGs to get your gear. Okay, but the game was completely different back then. You didn't have a weekly vault. You didn't have Mythic Plus. You didn't have this, and the item level on the gear was really good. And there was PvP specific stats on it as well, like resilience or PvP power or something that made it stand out like you wanted that gear. None of that exists anymore. So you can't make that argument that it took you a long time back then, so that's actually not that bad now. It's not the same game anymore. And Blizzard knows that. Loot isn't the same anymore. And for me, I can't get behind this. And if you're someone that feels that way, you need to do something about it. You can't rely. I will always make videos like this, but it's on you guys to actually go to the forums and write out a well thought out post, not something in all caps, cussing them out or getting angry. Some people come in my chat and say some stuff that for me, it makes me look bad. Some guy came in my chat the other day getting mad at me that I'm not doing enough and that I'm not at these PvE trinkets. I'm not talking about PvE trinkets, for example. We'll talk about the trinket situation with the buff to it recently in another video. But he is a bad representative for what we're trying to do here, right? If we want to get positive change and spread awareness on these types of topics and have a better system going into Shadowlands, think about what you're going to write before you say it, but do something about it. Share it with a buddy. Go to Reddit. Whatever you can do, it can make a big difference. Just like how we've gotten 3 renditions of this system. This is the 3rd time they've changed the honor system, the honor vendor, and Shadowlands is less than a month away. So I'm really counting on you guys if you want this change for yourself. Because to be honest, guys, I don't really, I'm not making this video for me because I'm gonna get gear. I'm gonna spam the dungeons. I'm in a Mythic raiding guild. This is for you guys because I think it would only help PvP as a whole. If more of you guys are incentivized to do Battlegrounds and get into PvP, it makes the game better for everyone. And that's what I'm advocating for. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was informative. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys all in the next one.